Let's get it on. This supposed to be a big-time matchup between two of the best teams the last half-decade out east. The Milwaukee Bucks, though, just desperately need this win against the Boston Celtics. Not an easy task. Obviously, Milwaukee gets a chance to welcome back Drew Holiday, who, if I'm being honest, they never should have traded for Damian Lillard, but that's a conversation for another day. You should have found a way to get rid of Middleton if you were going to make a trade around this team and get younger and get more athletic, even if it meant trading Middleton for a draft pick. But again, I don't want to play Monday morning quarterback here. The Bucks just need a win really bad because we are teetering with a spot here that Milwaukee doesn't want to get to. I'll talk about it more in a second as Brook Lopez rolls into three. It's 16-2. I think Boston got down 16-2 last game. And now they're down at this game with Jaylen Brown back in the lineup. Jaylen Brown had been out the last couple of games with a hip injury. I actually went and seen the Celtics in Atlanta last Monday, and I did not realize Jaylen was out of the lineup, I don't think. So good to see him back. This team pretty much ain't missed a beat without him. I know they had a loss to the Warriors, but Boston is Boston, man. This is a tough out. Even despite them being down, everybody knows that they're going to make a game out of this, if not win the darn thing, as Drew Holiday nails the three against his former team. Now Giannis and Drew's replacement, Dame, playing some two-man game. Go get it, Greek Freak. Go get it, big fella. Wow. And the crazy thing is, Giannis and Dame's two-man game has not been bad at all this year. Like, not at all. They don't play defense. That's why they're bad. And they don't have athletes that can play defense. I did not watch this game. I have not watched this highlight that we're looking at right now. This is my first time. I did watch Jaylen Brown's post-game interview, and the reason why I watched this because I, like you, probably saw on social media somewhere as Derek White makes that tough deuce. I saw Giannis faking out Jaylen Brown. I don't know if they're gonna show it in the highlight. The NBA highlights, like they're very selective about what they show fans. They don't like showing the game in a negative light, so I don't think we're going to see the fake out, but I am going to talk about it in a separate video. But I'll just say this for this video's purposes. I thought it was interesting that Giannis is making like little playful hands jokes on the court. And immediately I went to the box score to see how did he play, and he was fantastic in this game. Like, I think he had nearly 30 points in the first half of this basketball game, right? Nothing's funny for Milwaukee right now. And I don't know, as Giannis just bulldozed his way through, I don't know if it's time for anybody to make jokes, let alone your star player to be making jokes right now at all on the court. I don't think fans want to see that. It's not cheap to watch a Milwaukee Bucks game, and they're not producing wins for their fans as Lillard, nails the three. Still no sign of Chris Middleton coming back, by the way. This team is older. They're not athletic. Anyways, and another thing that Jaylen Brown said in his post-game interview was Peyton Pritchard helped carry Boston in this second quarter while the team was trying to like get through some struggles. I thought it was interesting that Brown thought Pritchard would be a starter for a lot of teams in the league. I don't know if I think that, but he's one of the best off the bench in the league for sure.
And Brown's got 9 points. Switching everything out top, no place to penetrate, keeping everything on the perimeter. Dame gives it
Lopez.
For three.
Yeah, I'm not mad at. You can't get mad at what Lopez has given the Bucks. You know, he's been, for the most part, available, much healthier in his team with the Bucks than he was with Brooklyn. Right? He's been pretty healthy for the Bucks in his 30s versus in his 20s for the Nets. Right? So like, I'm not mad at what he's giving him. I just think it's time to explore other options. Right? If you look at the Celtics, ironically, since the Bucks are playing them, Giannis beating the buzzer right there. I like the fact that the Bucks the Celtics to have the flexibility. If they want to go with Al Horford at big, they can do that. But then we also have seen other centers that are more athletic during this Tatum and Brown run get the nod at center, like a Robert Williams. You know, I believe their backup center right now, who I'm blanking on his name, I just saw him out there on the court. I believe he's got a good chance at being a center for them. But you let a guy like Al Horford rest up in the regular season as he finds Drew for three. You don't play him so hard. That way in the playoffs, he's ready to do things like that. And I love it when my highlights plan themselves out, like work themselves out without me planning, because I have not watched this game. That just kind of worked itself out. But the way the Bucks are right now, they got to run Brook Lopez into the ground in the regular season, and his body is shot by playoffs. Oh, big block from Derek White.
One of the better shot blockers, AJ Green
AJ Green looks about ready to take that Pat Connaughton role, and he's a little more athletic than Connaughton too.
He's used to doing that to people, not it to happen to
D. White nails the three.
Derek White. There's a three-point story here for the Celtics.
Oh, good pass. Yo, the ball movement from this team, they just don't make mistakes. Nobody's selfish. They just don't make mistakes, bro. They're just such a crisp unit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
He's got 16. One thing for sure, the Celtics.
Tatum had a bad shooting night, 7 of 21, 33%. Still got the 31 points.
Just drives past against the Celtics here on this Sunday afternoon.
You got 15-15 from White and Holiday, 14 from Brown in his return game. You had a bad game shooting, and you somehow find yourself with a 1-point lead in the fourth, make it 3. You get a great Giannis game. Giannis had 43 points, y'all. 18 of 29 for the field. So the irony in Giannis being the one to make a joke on the court with Jaylen Brown, he faked him out on a handshake. Nothing is funny about Milwaukee, and Giannis is playing like nothing's funny, right? But
spectacular block.
The other guys are the ones, to me, making jokes on the court. Chris Middleton's a joke. His injury, it's a joke. It's literally a joke. Like, people joke about him always being hurt now. Giannis's game is not playing. Like, there have been a few people that reach out to me and they're like, yo, bro, you got to start holding Giannis accountable. Then I saw Kendrick Perkins say, you got to start holding Giannis accountable. Giannis is balling, bro. I'm watching the games. I'm watching every game. I do every Bucks game. And though I know this is not every possession, this is mostly just scoring possessions, as Tatum nails the 3. That might have been a long 2. Bro, I'm watching the games. Giannis looks like Giannis. Now, you could complain that Giannis, his game is not expanding at the rate you would want a guy's game to expand in his prime. Okay, I hear you. But Giannis is great. It's not Giannis' fault. I know I'm getting 30 and 10 from Giannis every single night. Okay, that's what Shaq did. The Bucks, they got to figure out everything else. They got to go get different around Giannis. We got a 2-point game here. Horford, Drew
penetrating to an open
Tatum. Bang! These games, when they used to go down to the stretch, the Bucks used to edge the Celtics out, but we're at the point now, if these games are close late, Boston's going to win them. And as you can see, this is another Celtics win. Wow. A great Giannis game wasted. The Bucks are now 2-8 on the season. They're getting close to a dangerous zone right now. If you love flexing your sports knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports and win some money while you're at it. That's Underdog. For me, I love the Pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog website or app. You got to pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that specific game. You get your picks right, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use your boy's promo code, which is Pharaoh, your deposit will get matched up to $1,000 is available to you in bonus cash. You can't beat that. Tap in with Underdog. My promo code is Pharaoh.